Alright, so now that we got that little intro out of the day, we are talking about 4 rut tips. Alright? 4 rut tips, alright? So what I mean by that is the rut is still going pretty strong right now here in Wisconsin, and I seen some rut activity last weekend, a pretty good amount of it actually, and I know a lot of other people didn't. A lot of you guys actually sent me a bunch of pictures of bucks that you'd shot, so congrats to all you guys. So with the rut still going strong, there are some tips that I wanted to cover that some people may not be doing, or may be doing, or just not know of. So some tips that I want to go over that you guys can use maybe this weekend or during gun season when the rut is still kind of going on or whatever, and see if it works for you guys. And these are tips that I use personally, and it just seems that, you know, every year I use these tips, and probably some of them I don't use enough. So that's what we're going to be talking about coming up here, so stay tuned for that. Alright, as always guys, we're going to start out with these shoutouts, and I can't say thank you enough to all of you that subscribe and support the channel. I just want to say thank you to you guys. I can't say it enough. Can't do it without you, and just thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so we're going to start off with, we got Trenton Naimi, I think that's how you say it, Brussels TV, DRT Outdoors, Fishing South, FI, Alex Olson, K Lucky, Cole Huff, 8 Ball Bassin. Who else do we got on here? We got so many of you. Round Rock Dan, Sats WM288, TY MC Neil. I think that's how you say that one. So that's just a shout out to all you guys who have subscribed recently, and I know there's plenty more of you guys that have subscribed, but you know, I just shout out, you know, a bunch of you, and yeah, so hope you guys keep enjoying the videos, and thank you for all your support. And remember to drop a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so we're going to be going over 4 tips in this video. My first tip for you guys, that some of you probably already do this, some of you don't, some of you know that you should do this, and you probably don't. I fall victim into doing it sometimes and then not doing it other times. But my first tip is all day sits, alright? That is like one of the #1 things that I think you guys could do during the rut, is do an all day sit, you know? Bucks are up cruising all periods of the day, chasing does, trying to find does that are, you know, are hot on scent, and they're up and moving all day. So to increase your chances of shooting a nice mature buck, or just shooting a buck in general, you need to be sitting all day. Most mature bucks are killed in a window from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Most people get out of the woods around 11 o'clock noon, and you know, you could have missed a buck that came by. So my first #1 tip is you guys should always be doing all day sits if you can. I know it gets cold out there, but just try your best to do an all day sit, or sit as long as you can, okay? That is my #1 tip. Now, we'll jump right into the next tip. Alright, my second tip out of the 4 is hunting fresh sign. Alright, so if you're sitting in a stand location and you're just not seeing deer like you think you should, I suggest that you know, when you're on your way out of the woods or something and you see some fresh sign, some fresh rubs, some fresh scrapes. If you can find a fresh scrape in the woods, like a primary scrape, like in the woods about 100, 200 yards, something like that, that's good sign. Because more than likely, if it's into the woods deep, not on the field edges, more than likely a buck's using that during the daytime, and he's gonna check that. And fresh rubs. Rubs are key during the rut because it's like, they make like a rub line. And I've seen it year in year, or every year, bucks cruising that rub line, walking the rub line that they made, and scent checking for does. So if you guys are not seeing the deer that you wanna be seeing, and you're just like, man, I don't know, I gotta make a move or something, I suggest looking for some fresh sign during the rut, and definitely hunting fresh sign. I mean, that's a huge thing. People just don't want to move their stands, or they don't want to be mobile. But if you want to shoot a big buck, you got to be willing to be mobile and do the things you got to do. You know, if you're not seeing deer, you got to go to where deer are, all right? You know, definitely hunt that fresh sign if you are having a hard time seeing deer. Now let's jump into our tip number 3. We just got 2 more tips, and that's my Whitetail Wednesday for you guys. Alright, my tip number 3 that I don't think people do enough is calling, okay? During the rut, that is when bucks are most responsive to calling. I'm talking about rattling, grunting, doe estrus bleeds, all that, okay? I, personally, when I'm in the woods, I get into the woods, and if nothing's moving around me, if I can't see anything moving, I'll start rattling. I have a rattle bag, and what I'll do is I'll smack the rattle bag, and I'll just start out real soft, and then I'll get real aggressive with it, okay? I'll get real aggressive because I want to be heard. I want that to be heard. Most bucks, you know, I can't tell you how many bucks I've called in from rattling, okay? Now, I always like to start off with a rattle and then just see where things go. I don't really grunt then or whatever until I see a deer. If I see a buck come into my rattling, he's more than likely going to respond to a grunt then. So then what I like to do is just send off some grunts, or you can just blindly grunt. You know, there may be deer in the area, but they just need a little extra motivation to come check out what's going on. Like I said, bucks are most responsive to calling during the rut period. So I highly suggest that you guys are rattling and grunting out there. I would say every 45 minutes is a good time period to rattle and grunt. You'd be surprised at how many bucks you'll actually pull in off of curiosity and just pure wanting to know what the heck's going on. Highly suggest you guys rattle and grunt. Give it a try. Now we're gonna go into our tip number 4, and that should finish up the video. Alright guys, my last and final tip is follow the does, okay? Now towards gun season, does or bucks are gonna start getting locked down with does. They're gonna get into the lockdown phase, and what I mean by that is they're not gonna be so much of chasing does anymore. They're gonna be picking a doe to stay with, okay? Now during that period, if you can find your does on the property that you're hunting, or if you're on public land, whatever, if you can find a group of does and you know where they're bedding and you know their travel routes, there's a good chance there's gonna be a buck with them come lockdown phase, okay? Like a perfect example is I have a stand that's perfect for a south wind or an east wind, okay? Now, if I'm sitting in that stand, I know I face down the ridge, okay? Because I'm up towards the top of the ridge, and the ridge runs this way, so I'm facing towards the camera. I know that there's doe bedding off to my right. And during the evenings, I always catch does coming out of that bedding and walking to the food source right past me every time. So during the lockdown phase, that's good for me because I know that does are gonna come through there. I know they're gonna travel right through there. So for me, come lockdown phase, more than likely there's gonna be a buck on a doe. Now this weekend I'm gonna be really hunting hard, and I know I haven't put out a video of me actually hunting yet. That has just been because I haven't had I've gotten video on deer and bucks and whatnot, but I really want to get a kill on film for you guys, and yeah, I just don't want it to be a boring video where there's really not a whole lot going on and you see a few deer. So anyways, I'm gonna do my best this weekend to get it done. If not, I will just put out a video of some bucks cruising and whatnot, but I definitely think I have a really good chance of getting it done. But like I said, find the does, stay with your does. If you can get with a group of does that you know exactly where they're cruising and running, then there's a good chance during this lockdown phase that we're nearing after this weekend, you're gonna be able to, there's gonna be a buck cruising with them. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope those 4 tips are gonna help you guys out. I really do. Some of you may be doing these things already. Some of you may just need a reminder, and some of you may just not know what the heck you're doing, which is fine too. So like I said, the first tip is all day sits. If you can rock an all day sit, do an all day sit. It's really beneficial. I know it can get tough when it gets cold out, but an all day sit's key. The second one, hunting fresh sign, that's key too. If you're not seeing deer, you need to move where you got fresh sign or something where you know you can see some more deer. The third thing, calling. I can't say it enough. I rattle and grunt all the time. Deer are really responsive during the rut, so I highly suggest you guys give it a try. You may not see, it's not gonna scare them, okay? It's not gonna scare them. All right, maybe it'll spook a little bit of some does when you're rattling hard if they're near you, but if they're not like right on top of you and you know there's nothing around you, you know, generally rattling and grunting is a good idea. And the fourth, stay with the does, find the does. Bucks are cruising looking for does, so if you know where the does are, you know, you should be seeing bucks. They should be right on them. So those are my 4 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe for another Whitetail Wednesday next week so you can get a shout out. But like I said, and another thing, a lot of people have been asking about my camera gear. I will be doing a video on that. What I use for hunting, like how I video hunts, what I use for fishing and duck hunting and all that. I'm gonna be making like separate videos, I think, for each different thing. But I do have all of my camera gear linked in the description below, so if you guys want to check it out, you can click the link and it'll take you to my gear, and maybe pick yourself up a new camera or not. Just check it out. I know a lot of people are interested, so go ahead. Links. Oh, and another thing, the duck call company, I've gotten a lot of questions about that. That is linked in the description. I just want to point that out now. If you want to check out their calls, they also got new hats in. So if you want to check out new hats or duck calls, link is down below for those. So, like I said, hope you enjoyed. I know I say that a lot, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, took something away from it, and I hope you guys have some good luck this next weekend, or this coming weekend if you're gonna be out, or whenever you're gonna be out. I hope you have good luck. Send me pictures of what you got. A lot of people did that, and I was super jacked to see all that. So, alright guys, so until next time, get out there, do your hunting, do your fishing, send me pictures. I'd love to see them. So we will see you guys later, and have yourselves a nice day.